My child, do not scroll, do not delay, stop, breathe. Put your hand on your heart and feel it beat beneath your palm. Hear me. This is not random, this is rescue. These moments are holy. Heaven has leaned in. I am speaking to you, not to a crowd, not to a comment section, but to you, the one who needed me to arrive right here, right now. I am Jesus, your Lord, your Creator, your Redeemer. Listen to me. Heaven has declared an emergency over your life, but hear what I say next. This urgency is love, not threat. I am not shouting to terrify you. I am reaching to save you. I am the Father who sees the edge beneath the fog. I am the hand that catches you before your foot slips. I am the voice that cries stop before harm can touch you. When love sees danger, love moves quickly. When love sees a child in the road, love does not whisper. I know what is happening inside you in this very moment. Your thoughts are racing, your chest is tight, your shoulders are bracing for impact. Part of you wants to look away, to numb out, to say, not now, it's too much. You feel heat rise in your face, the old defensiveness waking up, whispering that intensity means punishment, that my voice means you have failed. My child, breathe again. That trembling in your chest, do not fear it. That is not panic, that is my nearness pressing through the noise. Your instinct to run is not a sign that you should go. It is a sign that the matter is real, that your spirit knows this is a turning point. Stay, do not move, do not look away. I am not here to list your mistakes. I am here to protect your future. I am not here to condemn you. I am here to cover you. I am not here to embarrass you. I am here to embrace you before the storm that has been forming can break over you. My child, understand me. The urgency you hear is the siren of mercy. It is not a threat, it is a shield. It is me pulling you back like a father who sees the drop the child cannot see. If you felt a sudden tug, it is because I love you too much to let you keep walking toward what would wound you. Stay with me until the end, because what I will show you will turn fear into instruction and instruction into peace. You beg me for peace, but peace is not found by ignoring my warning. Peace is born when you let my voice guide your steps, out of what is harmful and into what is holy. You will not be paced by panic, you will be led by my hand. I am closer than your breath. I will not leave you alone with these words. You ask, Lord, why so urgent now? Because there are moments when a whisper will not do. Because the time you thought you had has been swallowed by small compromises and quiet delays. Because the enemy has woven a web with threads so thin you hardly felt them. Comfort that dulled you, confusion that delayed you, distractions that drained you. I see what you cannot. I see the second and third consequence waiting behind the first easy choice. I see the road that looks harmless but bends toward a cliff. My urgency is the light sweeping the path to reveal what your eyes could not make out in the dark. You ask, am I in danger? Listen to me. The greatest dangers are often the ones you normalize. The slow leak that empties a vessel over weeks. The gentle drift that takes a boat from shore while the passenger sleeps. The smiling voice that keeps you charmed while your faith grows quiet. I am not here to name and shame. I am here to open your eyes. Within you, there is weariness that wants to say yes to what does not fit your spirit. Around you, there are offers dressed as opportunities but laced with hidden hooks. I see them. I am guarding you. This is why my voice is urgent. Do you feel the pressure? Call it what it really is, protection. Sacrificial, watchful, jealous for your life protection. I have counted every tear you cried when the room was dark. I have sat with you through nights you thought I was silent. My silence was not absence. It was preservation. I held back answers until your heart could carry them. And now, in this hour, I will not let you keep walking into what would cost you more than you realize. I love you too much to be casual. Do not mistake my firmness for anger. It is the firmness of arms catching a child who has stumbled. It is the pull that prevents the fall. If I sound strong, it is because the current you are in is strong. If I call loudly, it is because the noise around you is loud. But I am not here to break you. I am here to break the pattern that has been breaking you. For these few minutes, surrender your attention to me. Set down the phone in your heart, the conversation in your head, the dread in your stomach. Let your shoulders drop. Breathe with me. Slow, steady, present. My child, you are safe here. This is a sanctuary moment in the middle of your day. This is a divine interruption, timed to the beat of your need. I orchestrated this intersection because the window for gentle course correction is open now, not later. Now, I promise you this. If you stay, I will turn what you fear into steps you can follow. I will turn the chaos into clarity, the heaviness into holy direction. I will ask for obedience, yes, but I will also supply the strength. I will ask for surrender, yes, but I will meet you with peace the moment you release what is not meant to go forward with you. Hear me clearly. I am not against you. I am not disappointed in you. I am for you with a fervor that does not flicker. I am with you with a love that does not weaken. When I sound the alarm, it is because I am the one who knows your story's next pages. I see the snare, and I also see the safe path around it. I see the trap, and I also see the door that opens when you take my hand. So do not scroll, do not delay. Let this be the moment you allow my urgency to settle into your bones as love. Stay until the end with me. Ask me the question and listen for my answer. Lord, why now, and what are you protecting me from? I will tell you, I will show you, and as I reveal, I will cover you. What begins as warning will end as peace. What feels like pressure will become protection. What sounds like command will turn into comfort. Remain with me. The rescue has already begun. My child, I am not speaking to everyone. I am speaking to you. Yes, you, the one who smiles in daylight and unravels in darkness. The one who jokes with friends and then stares at the ceiling when the house goes quiet. The one who checks the locks twice, the bank balance 3 times, the messages 12 times, yet still cannot find the peace you keep pretending you have. I see you kneeling on the bathroom floor so no one hears you cry. I see you wiping your face quickly before you return to the room. I see the perfectly composed text that hides a heart trembling like a thin branch in heavy wind. Listen closely. That heaviness in your chest that will not lift, that little shake in your hands when you think of the next conversation, the next bill, the next decision, that dull ache behind your ribs as if your heart is carrying a weight it was not designed to carry, that sense that something is off, like a quiet alarm ringing from a room you cannot yet find. My child, that is not weakness. That is not failure. That is not just how you are. That is your spirit trying to wake you. That is the mercy of heaven pressing through numbness. That is my voice, closer than your breath, tapping the glass of your attention and saying, look here, listen now. I know what you have been doing to survive. You bury yourself in work until your eyes burn. You scroll until your soul is dull. You promise yourself you will think about it tomorrow, decide next week, face it after one more distraction. You keep fine-tuning the outside while your inside feels like a room with no air. You laugh at the right jokes, nod at the right times, and collapse into the silence after everyone else falls asleep, whispering, God, where are you? Are you seeing this? Do you see me? Yes, I see you. I have counted your questions like sheep in the night. I have kept each sigh like a pearl. Not one has fallen to the ground unnoticed. You wonder why these words feel strong, why they cut through the layers so quickly. Hear me. The enemy preys on numbness and delay. He loves to rock you to sleep with comfort that costs you your calling. He wraps confusion around you like a soft blanket that keeps you from moving. He whispers, "You have time. It's not that serious. Everybody lives like this." But heaven does not entertain while a house is on fire. Heaven disrupts. Heaven interrupts. Heaven says, "Wake up, beloved. I am not here to scold you for sleeping. I am here to pull you out of the smoke and into clean air." This intensity is not cruelty. It is rescue. Feel your body while I speak. Breathe slowly with me. Inhale. Exhale. Notice the tightness in your throat begin to soften. Notice your pulse begin to steady as you let me hold your attention. That heat in your face, the flutter in your stomach, the sudden tears building without warning. This is not your mind losing control. It is your heart recognizing its shepherd. That trembling in your chest is not panic. It is proximity. It is what happens when truth gets close enough to touch the wound. Do not click away. Do not push me off like you push off the hard conversation or the overdue decision. The urge to escape right now is not boredom. It is fear. Fear of what it will cost to tell the truth. Fear of what will change if you stop lying to yourself. Fear of what you must release if you finally surrender. But I will not shame you. I will not strip you. I will not expose you to humiliation. I will expose the danger so I can cover you with safety. I will open what is hidden so I can heal what is hurting. I am not here to parade your pain. I am here to protect your life. You have been carrying quiet panic like a secret backpack, heavy and unnoticed by others. You keep saying, "I'm fine," and your voice sounds convincing even to you. But then there are the sudden waves, heart racing in a grocery aisle, tears stinging in the middle of a good day, a flush of dread for no clear reason. You tell yourself you are dramatic, too sensitive, too much. Hear me, you are not too much. You are too precious to keep walking blind. Those waves are not random. They are signals. They are the dashboard lights of your soul. Ignoring them will not fix the engine. Pull over with me now. Let me lift the hood. Let me point to where the leak began. We will not blame. We will repair. We will not punish. We will protect. You say, "But Lord, I have managed like this for years." I answer, managing is not the same as living. You say, "If I keep moving, it won't catch me." I answer, running is a poor substitute for refuge. You say, "If I look too closely, I will fall apart." I answer, fall into me, not apart. My arms can hold what your hands cannot. You say, "What if I lose what little stability I have?" I answer, what you call stability may be a cage. I am not dismantling you. I am unlocking you. I know the scripts you have learned to hide behind. Be strong, be grateful, be easy, be quiet. But my child, I did not make you to be numb. I did not make you to master pretending. I made you to know my voice, to walk in light, to live with a steady, guarded heart at peace. I made you to sleep without bracing for impact. I made you to have clarity where confusion used to sit like fog on your mind. And I am here to guide you there, not in a rush of impossible demands, but step by step, moment by moment, breath by breath. So here is my promise to you in this holy pause. I will be tender and I will be clear. I will speak softly and I will speak specifically. I will not throw you into the deep without teaching you to swim. I will not push you into rooms you are not ready to enter. I will take your hand and lead you around the snare you could not see. When I ask you to let go, I will place peace in your empty hands. When I ask you to move, I will set your feet on steady ground. When I ask you to wait, I will keep watch while you rest. Stay with me. That restless tapping of your foot, that pull to check another notification, to find any reason to break this gaze, recognize it. It is the enemy's old rope tugging at an old hook. He knows that if you remain, the spell of delay will break. He knows that if you listen, the excuses will lose their grip. He knows that one clear instruction from heaven can end a year of wandering. So he whispers, "Later." I say, "Now." He says, "What's the harm?" I say, "The cost is higher than you see." He says, "No one understands." I say, "I understand, and I am here." My child, you are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are the reason I interrupted your day. I targeted you on purpose because your life is precious to me, your future is valuable to me, and your peace matters to me. You do not have to perform to earn my attention. You already have it. You do not have to be strong to stay. You only have to be honest. Bring me the panic you keep swallowing. Bring me the questions you are afraid to ask out loud. Bring me the loyalty to what is harming you and the guilt that keeps you bound to it. I will not crush you. I will carry you. I will teach you how to live unafraid. Do not move. Let this settle. I see what the crowd cannot see. I know the name of the pressure on your chest. I know the fork in the road that is closer than you realize. I am sounding the alarm not to shame you, but to save you, and I will. If you stay with me, I will turn this private panic into peace, this racing mind into a guided path. Keep listening. I am about to show you what is hiding behind the noise, and how to step out of it safely, one obedient step at a time. My child, listen closely. A window is closing. The hinge is already straining. The air in this opening is changing. There is still space to pass through. There is still light to see by. There is still time to move, but not to waste. This is not to punish you. This is to keep you alive, alive in spirit, alive in purpose, alive in the future I have prepared. Think of a door propped open during a storm. It must be crossed before the wind slams it shut. Think of a train at the platform. It will not wait for endless reconsidering. Think of the tide. It gives you a moment when the path is exposed, and then the water returns. I am telling you this because I love you. I am calling you out before the trap tightens. Do not confuse my urgency with impatience. I am not frustrated with you. I am fierce for you. I am not tired of your process. I am unwilling to see you devoured by what you have normalized. There are thresholds that do not stay open indefinitely. There are moments of mercy that ask for movement. There are escape routes that must be taken while they are still visible. You have asked me for rescue. Rescue requires leaving the burning room. You whisper, "Why now, Lord? Why so intense?" Because what is approaching is real. Because the pull that felt harmless is becoming habit, and habit becomes a harness. Because the conversation you keep delaying is hard but holy, and postponing it any longer will cost more than you can afford. Because I see what your eyes cannot, a turning in the road, a tightening of a net, a small compromise that becomes a chain when it links with another and another. Because you are worth more than your comfort. Because I love you more than your image, more than your convenience, more than your perfectly arranged excuses. I would rather you be briefly uncomfortable than eternally wounded. I am not speaking of imaginary danger. I am speaking of a relationship that has been slowly turning. What was once supportive is edging toward control, manipulation, secrecy. The compliments have started to carry hooks. The apologies are repeating like a script. You feel your peace thinning. That is a closing window. I am speaking of a temptation that used to pass by like weather, but lately it circles like a predator. What used to be a fleeting thought now feels like an open tab you cannot close. You have been telling yourself, "I've got this," while your grip weakens. That is a closing window. I am speaking of a decision you have postponed. Papers unsigned, boundaries unspoken. A commitment you know to make but keep deferring. You think delay is safety, but delay is erosion. That is a closing window. I am speaking of a spiritual dullness that has crept in quietly, a fading desire for what is holy, a sleepiness in your soul, a shrug where there used to be reverence. That fog does not lift on its own. That is a closing window. Hear me. I warn before the breaking point. I give an ark before the rain. I set a table in the wilderness while the storm gathers at the horizon. I mark a door for protection before the long night moves through the land. I open a way through what looked impassable and say, walk now while the sea is held back. I always make an escape in the middle of temptation, but it must be taken when I say, go. This is not harshness. This is how love outpaces loss. You say, but what if I am overreacting? Child, your caution is mercy answering your prayer. You asked me to lead you. I am leading you. You asked me to keep you. I am keeping you. This is not panic. This is precision. Do not measure the seriousness of this hour by the calmness of your surroundings. Sometimes the most dangerous moments are quiet. The last seconds before the door clicks shut. The final inch before the snare is set. I am stopping you at the threshold because beyond it, consequences multiply in ways you are not meant to carry. You say, will I lose everything if I obey? No. You will lose what is false so that what is true can live. You will lose the poison that pretended to be sweetness. You will lose the fear that felt like caution but was really captivity. I am not asking you to throw yourself into chaos. I am inviting you out of it. I am not removing your shelter. I am leading you to a better one. The window is not closing to trap you outside. It is closing to keep the flood from reaching you. Feel my nearness as I speak this. I am standing by the frame, hand extended, eyes on you like a parent in a doorway during a fire. I am calm, I am certain, and I am strong. I am not frantic, I am not confused. I know what is on the other side. I know what you will regret if you stay, and I know the peace waiting if you cross. The enemy will whisper, it is dramatic, it is too sudden, you are fine. He will point to your present comfort and say, look, nothing is burning. But he will not show you the slow leak that weakens the beam, the small ember hidden in the wall. He will not show you how quickly a small flame finds breath. I am showing you. Believe me over the lullaby of delay. There is a holy pressure right now, not to break you but to move you. Pressure like a shepherd's staff at your side, guiding you around a pit. Pressure like a hand at your back when traffic surges and a car changes lanes without signaling. Pressure like the moment your foot meets the edge and something within pulls you backward before your eyes register the drop. That pull is me. Yield to it. The longer you argue with it, the quieter it can feel. Not because I withdraw love, but because your attention grows dull from constant bargaining. Do not bargain with danger. Obey me and you will keep your life. I know you want a full map before you step. I know you want to understand the why until there are no questions left. Faith rarely starts with a blueprint. It starts with a voice, and you know this voice. You know the way it finds the locked room in your chest and opens it without violence. You know the heat behind your eyes when truth is near. You know the stillness that comes after you stop wrestling and say, yes, Lord. That stillness is what waits on the other side of this threshold. Let me be clear about the kinds of windows that close. The window of innocence closes when you keep courting what contaminates you. Do not romance what is killing your joy. The window of influence closes when you keep ignoring little nudges to speak up, apologize, or make wrong things right. Reputations harden and chances to mend slip away. The window of provision closes when you keep spending peace on performing for people I did not assign to you. Opportunities with your name on them pass to others willing to carry them with reverence. The window of tenderness closes when you keep feeding bitterness. Hearts do not stay open to love when fed a steady diet of offense. My child, I am not threatening you. I am telling you what you cannot afford to not know. What if I move and they do not understand? They might not. What if I obey and it costs me? It will cost you less than staying. What if I cross and I feel alone? You will not be alone. I go with you. I go before you. I stand behind you. I surround you as a shield. I have provisions stored on the other side of your yes, strength for the conversation, clarity for the decision, courage for the release, comfort for the letting go. I do not call you to cross and then leave you to the wind. Breathe with me now. Inhale peace. Exhale fear. Listen for the countdown in your spirit, not a human clock, not a manipulator's pressure, but a holy sense that says, move while it is day. Night does come, certain doors do close, but you are not at the end. You are at an opening. Take my hand, step through, choose life over comfort, choose clarity over confusion, choose obedience over delay. And know this, I am not merely closing a dangerous window. I am opening safer doors. I am positioning you where the enemy's reach is shortened, where your heart is guarded, where your future is not negotiable with lies. My urgency is your shelter. My command is your covering. My warning is your rescue. Do not wait for more signs while the wind shifts. You have your sign. You have your rescue. You have your Lord speaking your name. Cross now, my child. Cross with trembling if you must, but cross. I will steady you. I will hold you. I will keep you alive. My child, listen. While you stand at this threshold, know your adversary's favorite tool against you is not the obvious snare. It is the quiet whisper that says, later. Tomorrow. Not that serious. You have time. He is not always a roaring lion in your face. He is often a soft voice at your shoulder. He does not always slam doors. He rocks you to sleep beside them. He does not always push you backward. He keeps you idle until the moment passes. Delay is his disguise. Drift is his weapon. Confusion is his fog. Comfort is his lullaby. He knows that if he cannot stop you from hearing me, he will try to keep you from heeding me. If he cannot pull the seed from your hand, he will make you keep it in your pocket until the soil hardens. If he cannot erase my instruction, he will wrap it in 1,000 postponements until obedience feels unnecessary. Hear me, delay is not neutral. It is not harmless. It rearranges your heart around excuses. It stretches your courage thin until it snaps. It turns soon into never and calls it wisdom. Look at how he does it. He does not say, reject God. He says, scroll once more. He does not say, choose destruction. He says, you are tired, numb out a little. He does not say, isolate completely. He says, avoid the one conversation that could heal you. Keep it light. Keep it surface. He does not say, abandon prayer. He says, pray later when your mind is clearer. He will hand you busyness dressed as importance, entertainment dressed as rest, productivity dressed as obedience. But none of these have your heart. They only have your hours. And when your hours are consumed, your clarity withers. Pay attention to your patterns. The moment you decide, I will listen now, your hand twitches toward the screen. The second you say, I will pray, you remember 3 small tasks you forgot. The instant my voice draws near, a yawn, a weariness, a sudden urge to tidy, to check, to snack, to text. These are not random. They are not all harmless. Some are ordinary human habits, but in a holy moment, they often become a net. The enemy does not need to scare you if he can sedate you. He also works with fear, the quiet kind that looks like reason. Fear of failing speaks like this. If you try and it doesn't work, you will look foolish. Better to stay still. Fear of being judged whispers, if you set that boundary, you will be called difficult, ungrateful, dramatic. Better to keep the peace. Fear of losing people says, If you change, you will be left. If you obey God, you will be alone. My child, these are leashes. He wraps them around your decisions until you walk in a circle, convincing yourself you are moving. Fear looks like protection, but it is often captivity in polite clothing. How many times did you sense a nudge to step away from a conversation that soured your spirit and then told yourself, it's not that bad? How often did you sense the need to pause and pray and then chose to finish one more episode, one more thread, one more chore until your heart was emptied of attention? How often did you feel the tug to write down what I said and decided to remember it, only to forget? Delay is a thief that steals in pennies until a fortune is gone. Listen to my strategy, simple and strong. Attention and obedience. Stay. Listen. Write it down. Pray it now. Not later. Now, because each small yes cuts through the fog. Each minute of focused listening builds a wall against confusion. Each word you write anchors what the wind would carry away. Each whispered prayer shifts the ground beneath the enemy's feet. This is not about performance. This is about positioning. Obedience places you beneath the covering I am extending right now. You say, but I am so resistant. I feel myself fight this. Then ask the holy question. If I feel unusually resistant to this message, what part of me is being called to change? Name it without shame. Is it your pace, your loyalty to what drains you, your habit of self-distraction, your fear of being misunderstood? When you name the hook, you weaken its hold. Confession is not condemnation. It is the key that opens the gate. The enemy loves thick fog. He thrives in your vague unease, in your unmade decisions, in your maybe later. He knows that confusion exhausts you until you surrender your choices to whatever feels easiest. But your shepherd is not vague. I am clear. My instructions are not for your humiliation. They are for your protection. When I say, pause that friendship, I am not asking you to be cold. I am guarding your heart from erosion. When I say, turn the screen face down and be quiet with me, I am not asking you to be boring. I am rescuing your focus from being sold for cheap attention. When I say, write this prayer and pray it daily, I am not assigning homework. I am giving you a sword to hold. Feel the difference in your body when you obey quickly. The tightness eases, the buzzing quiets. The racing thoughts begin to line up. That is not coincidence, that is fruit. When you linger in delay, notice what happens. The dread grows, the excuses multiply, the window feels smaller. That too is fruit. By their fruit, you can identify your influences, what leads you into peace, clarity, and courage, and what lures you into fog, fear, and paralysis. I know the voice that argues even now. This moment is overhyped. This message is for someone else. You can come back to this later with fresh eyes. Hear me. That is not harmless skepticism. That is a hand at your ankle. The longer you entertain it, the heavier it gets. Do not negotiate with a leash. Break it. How? Speak out loud what you choose. Jesus, I choose to stay. I choose to listen. I choose to obey. Put your phone down for a set time. Put your heart down in my hands. Open a blank page and write what I stir. Call them. Cancel that. Ask for help. Forgive. Delete. Rest. Begin. Do not wait for a feeling to carry you. Let obedience carry your feelings. You say, but what if I get it wrong? My child, I am compassionate with learners. I am a father teaching a child to walk, not a judge scoring your first steps. Humility keeps you safe. Ask me, Lord, correct me if I drift. I will. I nudge. I redirect. I close doors you shouldn't enter and open ones you might miss. What I do not bless is stubborn delay disguised as caution. What I cannot protect is the choice to mute my voice while consulting your fears. Here is a shield. You can lift the moment confusion swells. Return to the last clear instruction I gave you and do it. Do the next right small thing. If I said, drink water and sleep, obey that and watch your mind clear. If I said, tell the truth in love, make the call and say what is honest and kind. If I said, step back from that space, step back without explaining yourself to everyone. If I said, come sit with me at dawn, come. Hidden within these small obediences are large rescues. The enemy loses leverage when you stop stalling. And if, while I speak, you feel agitation rising, tight jaw, tapping foot, eyes skimming for an exit, pause and ask, what is this defending? Often, agitation defends an idol, comfort that has become king, image that has become master, a relationship that has become savior, a coping habit that has become a god. I expose idols not to shame you, but to free you from serving what cannot save you. I am a jealous protector. I want you whole. Do not underestimate the warfare around your attention. Angels are not puzzled by this battle. They have watched it on countless days of your life, how peace approaches and distraction rushes to meet it at the door. You are not weak for feeling this tug of war. You are human in a spiritual world. But you are not powerless. You have a will. You have my spirit. You can choose. Choose me. Choose to stay. Choose to obey while the instruction is warm. I am not asking you to overhaul your life in an hour. I am asking you to end your treaty with delay. End the quiet agreements with confusion. End the habit of comforting yourself with what drains you. End the lie that says peace will come when you avoid decisions. Peace comes when you align with my voice. Peace comes when you let me lead you out of the soft fog and into solid ground. So, my child, stay, listen, write it down, pray it now, whisper, yes, Lord, even with trembling lips. Do not let the gentle drift carry you downriver while you admire the scenery. Plant your feet, anchor your heart. Obedience is the rope that holds you against the current. And as you hold it, feel my strength flow into your hands. I am here. I am not rushing you. I am rescuing you. Delay is not your friend. I am. Obey me and watch the fog break, the leash fall, and your path emerge in the quiet light of my protection. My child, before we take another step, breathe with me. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let your hands rest open. The urgency you feel is real, but hear me. The one pressing your back toward safety is the same one who has held your heart through every long night. I am not a stranger issuing orders from a distance. I am closer than your breath. I am Jesus, your Lord, your Creator, your Redeemer. My warning comes from the same love that kept you when no one saw you breaking. I have counted every night you could not sleep. I know the sound your room makes at 3 a.m., the hum of the quiet, the clock face glowing, the thoughts circling like birds that refuse to land. I saw the way you lay still so you would not wake anyone, the way you swallowed your tears so the pillow would not be damp again by morning. I did not turn away. I sat with you. I put my hand over your racing heart, though you did not see it. My silence was not absence. It was shelter. It was me watching over you while you felt alone, working behind the curtain of your understanding when explanations would have only added weight. You wondered, why didn't you answer then? Why didn't you move when I begged? Child, I was moving. I was moving in the places you could not measure. I was keeping a door from opening that would have tied you to what could not carry you. I was slowing a connection you prayed to keep, because I saw the hooks woven through the compliments. I was strengthening the parts of you that would later hold more weight, muscles built in hidden rooms, not in public victories. You were not being punished. You were being prepared. You were not rejected. You were redirected. You were not abandoned. You were protected from what you begged for while I gave you something better than you knew to ask. I have counted every betrayal that bruised you. I saw the message that pierced you. I watched the smile on a face that hid intention, heard the promise that broke like thin glass in your hands. I saw the way you blamed yourself for trusting, how you rehearsed conversations in your mind until your throat ached from words never spoken. Hear me. Their choices do not define your worth. The crack you feel is not the end of you. It is a place where my light is entering. I allowed truth to surface not to humiliate you, but to free you from a stage play that would have demanded your soul. I know it stung when masks fell. Freedom often stings when anesthesia wears off. But that sting was the threshold of healing, not the beginning of your end. I have counted your grief, too. The empty chairs, the birthdays that felt like sand slipping fast, the scent on a shirt that brought a wave so strong you had to sit down and hold the edge of the table. I have listened to the stories you have told into the quiet, not because I do not remember, but because saying their names keeps them near. I do not dismiss your ache, I receive it. I hold what you cannot hold without breaking. The ones you miss are not lost to me, and though I will not erase the sacred ache of love, I will braid your tears into a strength that comforts others the way I am comforting you now. Love is not over. Life is not over. I am with you in the chair that feels too big and too empty at the same time. I have counted the days of burnout when your body moved and your soul lagged behind. You kept showing up when no one knew you were scraping the bottom of your will. You carried rooms on your back, workplaces, friendships, family burdens, and smiled in photographs that did not tell the truth. I was not indifferent while your breath shortened and your patience thinned to threads. I whispered, rest, while you called it laziness. I said, enough, while you called it quitting. Learn this with me now. You are not machinery. You do not earn your right to be loved by performing. I never asked you to light yourself on fire to keep others warm. I am teaching you to live under my rhythm, where your yes means something because it does not have to cover everything. I have counted the gray mornings when depression pressed on your chest like a heavy stone and the day felt thick as mud. I heard the lie speaking in your head that said, this is who you are now, numb, failing, hopeless. I did not join that chorus. I knelt beside your bed and whispered your name when you could not get up. I sat with you when you could not feel me. Your numbness did not repel me. Your heaviness did not scare me. The valley you walked through was not a verdict. It was a landscape. And even there, my rod and my staff steadied you. Sometimes through a friend's text you almost ignored. Sometimes through a sudden quiet that let you breathe for one more minute. That minute was me. I have counted your disappointment with yourself, promises you made that you broke, patterns you swore you were done with but touched again, words that flew out and left regrets hanging like smoke in a room. You looked in a mirror and called yourself names I would never speak over you. I did not turn my face. I did not write you off. I am not holding a scoreboard over your head. I correct you to heal you. I convict you because I care about the life inside you. I distinguish between you and your failures. I can say, this must end, without saying, you are a lost cause. Shame is not my language. Mercy is. Mercy that is new like morning. Mercy that plants new chances in soil you thought was dead. This is why I warn you tenderly now, not because I doubt your strength, but because I know your fatigue. I see the bruised places. I feel the quiver in your resolve. A harsh shout would make you flinch. I do not shout at tender places. I cup the flicker with my hand so the wind does not take it. I press with a shepherd's staff, not a hammer. I know the difference between a rebel and a weary child. You are weary. I am not here to add weight. I am here to lift it. Let my voice be the room where you can breathe. Right now, inhale with me. mercy in. Exhale with me, accusation out, mercy in, condemnation out. You do not have to hold yourself up by yourself. You do not have to brace for the next blow. Lower your shoulders. Take the armor off for a moment. You have worn it even to sleep. Hand me the fears you have been keeping like sharp things in your pockets. Whisper them if you cannot shout them. Lord, I am afraid to be misunderstood. I am afraid to be alone. I am afraid to fail again. I hear you. I hold each fear in my palm, and I do not flinch. Watch me close my hand over them and call them what they are. Not masters, not maps, just voices that lose their power when brought into my light. You ask, what did your silence mean? It meant I was building roots. It meant I was pulling thorns you could not see. It meant I was bending the path away from cliffs you would not have noticed until the ground gave way. It meant I was answering prayers you did not know to pray. Remember the opportunity that slipped away and left you angry. It would have consumed you and applauded. Remember the apology you never received. I took that ache and turned it into compassion for other wounded ones. Remember the closed door? On the other side was a version of success that would have traded your soul for applause. I loved you too much to watch you sign that contract with your peace. My child, you have not wasted your life. Even your wandering has not been wasted. Even your detours are feeding the testimony I am writing with you. The years where you thought you were circling were years where your eyes learned to recognize me in small lights. The wilderness taught you how to hear my whisper over the noise. The aches have taught you what is real and what is performance. None of it is lost. I redeem scraps. I weave fragments. I make mosaics out of shattered colors. So rest here for a moment in my words. You are not alone in this fight. I am not a distant commander issuing commands into your chaos. I am inside the boat with you while the waves slap the side. I am teaching your breath to match mine. I am giving you instructions not as tests, but as lifelines. My hand is steady, and you can lean your full weight on it. When I say, move now, it is because I already have a place prepared where your heart will not be so easily bruised. When I say, let go, it is because my arms are already around what you fear to release. When I say, trust me, it is not a demand without evidence. It is an invitation signed by every night I watched over you, every tear I counted, every danger I rerouted without your knowing. Let your hands open. Let the tears come if they need to. Tears are not proof of failure. They are proof that your heart is still alive. Say this inside your own chest if you cannot say it aloud. Yes, Lord, I give you the heavy things I cannot carry. I give you the story I keep replaying. I give you the version of me I'm tired of dragging through the day. I receive your nearness. I receive your peace. Feel the difference? The tightrope in your chest loosening, the fog thinning by a breath? That is me. That is what happens when you stop holding everything by yourself. I will keep guiding you. I will keep speaking as we step forward. The same hand that traced the shape of your pain will point out the hidden dangers you've begun to call normal, and I will lead you away from them with care. For now, rest in this. My silence was never absence. My urgency is never cruelty. My warning is always love. And my love, my child, my beloved, is the safest place you will ever know. My child, keep breathing with me as I turn on the light. Exposure is mercy. When I uncover what you have normalized, I am not accusing you. I am rescuing you. I do not shame you for what crept in quietly. I show you what has been eating at the edges of your life so you can step away before the cost grows heavier. Hear me with a soft heart. I am protecting you. First, I am protecting you from spiritual compromise disguised as small. The little things you call just one more scroll before bed. Just a few minutes with that show that leaves your spirit unsettled. Just a harmless joke that slowly teaches your tongue to belittle. Just a look. Just a message. Just a late-night comfort that no one needs to know about. My child, tiny concessions carve deep canyons over time. The ember that seems harmless can smolder until it hollows the beam that holds up your house. It does not ruin you in a day. It dulls you by degrees, softening your conviction, thinning your prayers, feeding secret cycles that promise relief and leave you emptier. Pay attention to what you feel after, not just during. Do you notice that after certain small choices, your heart is heavy, your clarity fuzzy, your appetite for my presence reduced? That is fruit. The enemy rarely starts with open rebellion. He offers you a comfortable gray. He teaches your conscience to hit snooze. He trains your mind to call what drains you self-care, to rename what numbs you rest, to bless what binds you as just being human. You are human, yes, and I am kind to your limits. But there are choices that do not restore you. They erode you while smiling. So here is your heart check with me. Where did you begin to say, I can handle it, while feeling me whisper, this is not for you? Where did you keep nearby what you should have thrown away because it felt too small to matter? Do not argue with the light. Let it in. Delete the doorways that trip you at night. Turn off what keeps your mind buzzing without building your soul. Close accounts with patterns you keep promising you will outgrow next month. Bring the hidden habit into the open between you and me. Say it plain without excuses, and watch how quickly its power shrinks. Confession is an evacuation route. Secrecy is the smoke that suffocates. I am not asking you to perform purity. I am inviting you to recover your sensitivity to my voice. This is protection. Second, I am protecting you from wrong attachments, voices and rooms that drain your faith and erode who you are in me. There are connections you keep because they affirm you in moments but require you to shrink to stay welcomed. There are conversations that seem harmless but leave you second-guessing what I already settled in your spirit. There are relationships built on the currency of your constant appeasing. The more you pay with your peace, the more access they demand. Approval is a sweet drug with a bitter aftertaste. It lifts you fast and drops you hard. And when you land, you wonder where your courage went. Listen to how you feel around certain voices. Do you tighten? Do you laugh to belong and then feel grief later? Do you hold back your testimony because it will be mocked? Do you apologize for your boundaries to avoid being labeled difficult? The rooms that require you to betray your peace are not your assignment. The mentors who water your gifts but poison your trust in me are not shepherds. The environments that celebrate your usefulness while ignoring your soul are not safe pastures. I did not design you to live as a mirror for other people's emptiness. I designed you to reflect me. Ask the question with me. Where do you keep asking a person to give you what only I can give? Whose yes have you placed above mine? Who becomes your mirror more than me? I am not telling you to despise people. I am teaching you to discern. Some ties must be loosened, some doors gently closed, some distances created not in malice but in wisdom. Pause the conversations that always spiral into gossip. Step back from the circle that consistently pulls you from prayer. Unfollow the voices that make you feel less than what I have called you. Block the number that keeps reopening a wound while promising comfort. Set the boundary that honors the life I am growing in you. This is not abandonment, it is alignment. When you make these moves with me, I will meet you with better company, people who cover you, speak life into you, and call you higher without demanding your soul as payment. I am not leaving you alone. I am leading you home to safer circles. Third, I am protecting you from self-protection that blocks me. coping habits that feel like survival but keep your heart closed, bitterness that you renamed wisdom, cynicism that you called maturity, control that you baptized as good stewardship, emotional shutdown that you justify as I'm fine. My child, I understand why you built these walls. Pain taught you to guard yourself. Disappointment trained you to expect less, so hope would not hurt. Betrayal turned you cautious until every open door looked like a trap. You grew thorns to keep hands away from tender places. I am not scolding your defenses. I am gently removing what now imprisons you. Bitterness does not protect you. It pickles your heart in memories until the present loses its flavor. Cynicism does not keep you safe. It keeps you distant from joy and convinced that love is a costume. Control does not secure outcomes. It keeps you awake at night auditing a future that belongs to me. Emotional shutdown does not stop grief. It stops gladness too. The same door that blocks tears also blocks laughter. Where did you stop trusting me and start managing everything? Name the moment with me, a loss, a broken promise, a season that felt like unanswered prayer. Lay it in my hands. Let the surgeon's hand near the splinter. I do not rush this. I will not rip. I will remove with patience what has grown around the wound. Here is what I am asking in these places. Forgive, not because they earned it, but because you cannot keep drinking poison to punish another. Release your need to be understood by those determined to misunderstand you. Their approval is not your oxygen. Soften without surrendering wisdom. You can be gentle and guarded by me at the same time. Trade your spreadsheets of worst-case scenarios for a simple prayer. Jesus, govern my outcomes. Feel how your chest loosens when you say it. That is not emptiness, that is space for me to move. Do you feel your resistance? The part of you that says, if I let go, I will be hurt again. Hear me, I am not asking you to step unarmed into danger. I am asking you to stop worshiping your armor. Your vigilance has kept you alive in hard seasons. Now it is keeping you from living. When I am your shield, you can put down the sword. You aim at everyone who draws near, including yourself. When I am your refuge, you can open the windows and let in light, without fearing attack with every breeze. None of this is to frighten you. I am showing you the termite trails before the house leans. I am pointing to the quiet leak before it hollows the floor. I am naming the counterfeit comforts before they charge you more than you can afford. Exposure is mercy because it always comes with an exit I have already prepared. For compromise, the exit is clear choices. Delete, dispose, distance, confess. Replace with what nourishes. For wrong attachments, the exit is courage. Boundaries, pauses, honest conversations, and sometimes silent stepping away. For self-protection, the exit is surrender. Soft prayers said daily. Forgiveness practiced as a discipline. Outcomes placed in my hands again and again when you feel your grip tighten. You ask, what if I am not strong enough? You do not have to be. Take the first small step and I will meet you. Turn the screen face down and breathe my name. Remove the object that tempts you and put truth in its place. Write the boundary and read it aloud until your heart believes you are allowed to keep it. Whisper, I release this debt, even if your feelings lag behind. Your obedience will guide your emotions like a hand leading a child. Each small obedience is a door. Walk through and I will show you the next. Let me be practical with you. Tonight, when the old habit calls, answer with a different rhythm. Water instead of what numbs. Scripture-laced prayer instead of scrolling. A short walk with me under the sky instead of the glow that steals your sleep. This week, send one message that creates space from the voice that keeps you small, and one message that invites the friend who strengthens your soul. Today, write on paper the thing you have been managing alone and slide it across the table to me. I cannot carry this. Govern it, Lord. I am not counting your perfection, I am counting your yes, and each yes becomes a wall of protection around you. My child, I am not angry with you. I am fiercely for you. I am jealous for your unhindered heart. I am leading you away from what drains the life I gave you and into wise, clean air. These dangers have lived like quiet roommates in your house. I am asking you to evict them with me. You will not do it alone. I will stand with you at every doorway. I will steady your hand when it shakes. I will comfort you when the room feels emptier after unhealthy company leaves. I will fill the space with my presence until you say, "This peace is home." Listen to my last word in this revealing. The window I am giving you is not to scare you, it is to spare you. The sooner you step, the sooner the fog thins. The sooner you release, the sooner your hands are free to receive. The sooner you surrender, the sooner my power moves where your defenses once stood. Take heart. Lift your eyes. These three dangers are not bigger than my love or my ability to deliver. Walk with me now, away from the small compromises, out of the draining attachments, and beyond the walls you built to survive. I am with you in every step, and on the other side of obedience, you will breathe easier under the shelter of my protection. My child, now is when protection becomes practical. You have felt my hand on your shoulder. You have seen the quiet trails that were weakening your foundations. Do not wait for another sign. Do not promise yourself another week. This is the hour to choose safety with me, one clear step at a time. I will not overwhelm you. I will lead you simply. I am Jesus, your Lord, your Creator, your Redeemer. Hear me and obey me, and you will feel the ground beneath you grow steady. First, return to the secret place, not as a performance, not as a spiritual show, as a simple, immediate rhythm that makes room for my voice to be louder than every other. Choose a time within the next 24 hours, a small, real window you will actually keep. Morning before the world calls your name, or evening when the house grows quiet, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 if you can. Do not measure the minutes, measure your yes. Go to a place you can close the door, bathroom, car, corner chair, a quiet walk under the sky. Bring nothing complicated. Bring your breath. Bring your honest self. Bring a small portion of my word. Read a few lines from the Gospels, a psalm in your own words, a story where I approach the broken and restore them. Read slowly. If your emotions are numb, do not shame them. Numbness is a feeling that can still kneel. Speak to me plainly there. Jesus, I am here. I am tired. I am distracted. I am afraid, but I am here. Honesty is worship to me. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Inhale, receiving the mercy I pour even now. Exhale the accusation you have been holding. Do not strive to feel me to prove I am present. I am already present. I am closer than your breath. If tears come, let them come. If silence sits with you, let it sit. Read out loud a few sentences again. Whisper a one-line prayer you can carry through the day. Jesus, govern my mind. Jesus, guard my heart. Jesus, lead my next step. If your mind wanders, gently return it, the way you would guide a child back to the path. Not with harshness, with patience. Do this daily for 7 days. Miss a day. Do not abandon the week. Begin again. The secret place is where your inner compass resets toward me. Do this now and you will feel the fog begin to thin. Second, close the open doors. You already know which ones swing easily. They are the pathways that pull you out of peace with a familiar tug. They are the apps that eat hours and leave your soul thirsty. They are the contacts that ping only when your boundary is weak. They are the environments that always seem to end with compromise. Child, safety is not an accident. It is chosen by closing what invites harm. Right now, make this practical. Move the apps that tempt you off your home screen. Better yet, delete them for a set time, 7 days, to clear your inner air. Remove the bookmarks that lead to what steals your sleep. Place a screen in another room at night. Throw away what you keep just in case. That always becomes just one more time. Block the number that reopens wounds under the banner of "Are you up?" Create a passcode for your future self. Give your streaming login to a trusted friend for a week, with instructions to hold it unless you text a specific word of accountability. Change your commute soundtrack from noise that stirs old cravings to words that build your spirit. If a place keeps becoming your snare, a corner table, an apartment, a chat room, change your route. Do not apologize to sin. Apologize to your soul for feeding it stones when I offer bread. If you are saying, "That seems extreme," hear me. Rescue often looks extreme to the one who got used to smoke. You are not weak because doors tempt you. You are wise when you close them. Replace what you remove. When you delete, you must also plant. Put a printed prayer on your mirror. Place a physical Bible where your phone used to live at night. Put a journal beside your bed to pour your mind onto paper instead of into glowing distraction. Stock your house with what builds you, a stack of letters you write to me, a playlist that quiets your chest, a list of numbers that belong to people who lift your eyes to me. These are not small. They are guardrails I am asking you to install with me. Do this now. Third, speak truth out loud. Your tongue is a rudder. Your words steer your inner weather. Silence has been home for lies. I am too late. I always fail. I have to perform to be loved. Fear is in charge here. Today, we renounce them. Say it with me out loud, even if your voice shakes. In Jesus' name, I reject the lie that I am too late. I am walking in God's timing. I reject the lie that my past decides my future. I am being made new. I reject the lie that fear governs me. Fear does not sit on the throne. Jesus does. I reject the lie that I have to earn love. I am loved because God has set His love on me. I reject the lie that compromise is necessary to belong. I belong to Christ. I will not trade peace for approval. Now declare who you are and what is true, because I have spoken it over you. I am God's beloved child. I am forgiven and set apart. I am guarded by the one who calms storms. I am led by a shepherd who lacks nothing and provides what I need. I am not alone. The Lord is with me and He will not abandon me. I have power, love, and a sound mind because His Spirit steadies me. Let your lips teach your mind. When panic scripts start, when your heart races, when your stomach drops, when the what-ifs flood, counter them with my promises in your own words. You are with me. You fight for me. You are making a way where I see none. You prepare good works for me to walk in. You rescue me from traps I cannot see. Speak peace to your own chest. Be still. God is here. Speak direction to your feet. Walk in the path of obedience. Speak covering over your day. I go under the shelter of the Most High. Do not wait to feel brave to talk like this. Talk like this and you will build bravery. Your voice becomes the doorway for my peace when it aligns with truth. Fourth, obey me in one concrete step within 24 hours. Not a dream, not a plan you admire. A step with weight that touches the ground. Ask me now and listen. I am bringing to mind something specific. Is it an apology you have postponed because pride felt safer? Make it. Keep it simple and own your part. I was wrong. Please forgive me. Is it a boundary you have rehearsed privately but softened at the moment of pressure? Speak it clearly. I cannot continue this conversation when it turns toward tearing others down, or I am not available for late-night visits, or I will not engage in this practice anymore. Is it a confession you have held in the dark? habits that have dimmed your soul, secrets that slowly suffocate. Tell the right person, a trusted, mature believer, a pastor, a counselor, not to be shamed, but to be healed. Secrets die in the light. Is it ending a compromise? A relationship that requires shrinking? A business practice that bends truth? A pattern that always pulls you from me? End it with clarity. Do not ghost. Do not linger and explain away your conviction. Say, I cannot continue. I am choosing health and obedience to God. Expect pushback. Expect bargaining. Expect anger dressed as care. Hold the line with grace and step away. Is it starting a small prayer routine at dawn or at lunch? 2 minutes where you stop, breathe, open your hands, and say, lead me? Put it on your calendar. Treat it as medicine you cannot skip. Is it scheduling wise counsel for your mind and heart, a counselor or pastor to help you untangle what years have tied? Make the call. Is it returning an item you bought to fill an emptiness? Return it. Is it sowing into reconciliation with someone in your own home by sitting at the table tonight and asking, how can I love you better this week? Do it. Is it throwing away what has become an altar to your old life? Walk it to the trash. Is it changing a password and inviting accountability? Hand it to the person who will protect your future with you. When you take this step, do not look for applause from those who benefited from your old patterns. Look for my peace. It may not flood you in a single instant. It may arrive like a steady stream filling a dry riverbed. You may feel grief first as you end what once comforted you. That grief is not a sign you chose wrong. It is the body releasing what it clung to. You may feel shaky at the door you closed. That tremor is not weakness. It is the muscles of your will awakening. Keep walking. Keep breathing. Keep returning to the secret place. Keep speaking truth. Keep closing doors. Each day of obedience is a brick in a shelter that will outlast this storm. Expect resistance. The enemy will attempt to dress delay as wisdom. Wait until you feel stronger. Don't make it weird. Do it next month. I am telling you, do not stall your rescue. You are not stepping into a void. You are stepping into my arms. I have gone ahead of you. I am already in the conversation you fear. I am already in the room where you will confess. I am already in the night where the habit would call your name, and I am already giving you a new rhythm to answer with. When it costs you, remember, this is the cost of leaving a burning house. You do not apologize to the fire for exiting. You do not debate the value of smoke-free lungs. You move, you breathe, you live. Here is what will follow alignment. Pockets of stillness you did not manufacture. Sleep that does not fight you as fiercely. A steadier mood that does not swing like a door in high wind. Clarity where there was haze. Energy returning not from adrenaline but from peace. Invitations you had no idea were waiting on the other side of your no. A hunger for my word that surprises you because your palate is clearing. Conversations that flow toward life. A sense, quiet but strong, that you are guarded. You will notice small confirmations. The text that arrives at the right moment. The craving that weakens when you speak my name. The timing that falls into place as if someone is guiding you. It is not accident. It is protection becoming real because you obeyed. My child, I am not asking you for heroic gestures to prove loyalty. I am asking for simple, immediate obedience that makes room for me to be God in your actual life. Return to the secret place. Close the open doors. Speak truth out loud. Take one step within 24 hours. Do this now and you will experience what I have been promising. Small obedience opens big safety. I am with you in every choice, every delete, every boundary, every prayer whispered through tears. I steady what shakes. I honor what costs you. I carry what you release. Move with me and you will learn by living that my urgency is not a threat, it is a covering. Step and peace will follow. My child, this is where the switch flips. You have begun to move with me, closing doors, speaking truth, taking the step your heart knew was right. Now hear me. Obedience made room, but surrender turns on the power. I am Jesus, your Lord, your Creator, your Redeemer. I do not dangle help just beyond reach. I place it in your hands through a holy exchange. You bring me your panic, I give you my peace. You bring me your confusion, I give you my clarity. You bring me your weakness, I give you my strength. This exchange is not bought with striving, it is received by surrender. Surrender is the handshake that seals the transaction. You ask, if I surrender, will I lose control? Hear me with tenderness and truth. You are not losing control. You are leaving the illusion of control. The control you clutch has been a mirage in a desert, shimmering and convincing until you run toward it and find sand again. You have planned, predicted, guarded, and gripped, and still the nights were long and the pressure unrelenting. I am not against your wisdom, your planning, your diligence. I gave you a mind to reason and hands to build. But when your plans become your master and your grip becomes your oxygen, you begin to bow to a God that cannot save. Surrender is not abandoning wisdom. It is laying down worship of outcomes. It is opening your hands so I can place in them what no amount of managing could ever secure. Let me show you what surrender looks like in your actual life. It looks like turning over outcomes you cannot control, the answer you want from that person, the timing of that opportunity, the door you hope will open, the way a conversation might land. You say to me, Jesus, I entrust this outcome to your governance. You decide what this becomes. I will obey you and leave the results on your altar. It looks like releasing timelines you have been strangling with urgency. You set the calendar aside, not to become passive, but to become aligned. You tell me, I will walk at your pace. If you say wait, I will not panic. If you say now, I will not stall. My worth is not measured by dates met, but by faith kept. Surrender looks like forgiving without pretending it did not hurt. You do not call evil good. You do not erase your own experience. You place the debt in my hands and choose to stop collecting interest with your thoughts. You say, I release this person into your justice and your mercy. I will not replay the scene to keep my pain hot. I will not let bitterness be the lock on my own cell. I choose freedom. Forgiveness does not return you to unsafe places. It frees you from dragging the past through every new doorway. The boundary can stay, the wisdom can stay, but the poison can go. Surrender looks like choosing obedience over feelings. Feelings are real, but not always reliable. They are gauges, not gods. When loneliness argues for compromise, you answer with truth. When fear demands paralysis, you move with me. When numbness tells you prayer is pointless, you sit with me anyway and let your silence be honest worship. When your body remembers old rhythms, you say, my name, and choose the new one we practiced. This is not performance, this is partnership. Every time you choose obedience when feelings are loud, you are training your soul to follow me in storm and in stillness. I know the part of you that resists. If I let go, what if everything falls apart? Hear me, the weight is not keeping it together, my hands are. The story you are afraid to release is not safer in your grip than in mine. When you unclench, you do not drop your life into the void. You place it into the arms that held you when you were too small to stand. The arms that lifted you out of pits you thought would swallow you. The arms that stretched wide to prove love and strong enough to carry your future. My child, I am not asking you to drift. I am asking you to be carried. Return to the urgency I have pressed into your heart. This is not to frighten you, but to protect what I am bringing. There are breakthroughs that cannot land on a cluttered runway. There are gifts that would spoil if placed in a heart still tethered to every voice. Some blessings require separation, pruning, and focus. I prune not to punish, but to multiply fruit. I separate you from what siphons strength, so what remains can flourish. I focus you so you do not scatter your power on every passing noise. If I am moving with urgency, it is because I can see the weight of what approaches. I am not only stopping a fall, I am securing your rise. I am protecting a harvest that would be trampled if the gate stayed open to anything that wanders by. This is why surrender now matters. Surrender gathers your energy under my command. Surrender protects you from the spiral of what if. Surrender cleans the lens through which you see. When you say, I do not have to orchestrate every detail, God, you lead. You free your mind to hear the next right step instead of rehearsing 100 scenarios that never come. When you release the timeline, your heart becomes available to miracle timing. When you forgive, space opens for joy to return without suspicion standing guard. When you choose obedience over feelings, your identity roots deeper than the weather of any given day. Let me give you the picture. Surrender is a transfer of weight. You have been carrying stones in a backpack labeled control, reputation, outcomes, timelines, what they think, what if. It has made every hill steeper. I am standing with open hands saying, give me the bag, not one stone. The bag. Your part will remain. Walk with me, listen, obey, but the load that is mine will shift off your spine. In that moment, strength you did not know you had will meet the ground under your feet. You will not feel bigger, you will feel lighter. And into the space where fear used to sit, my power will enter, quiet, steady, sufficient. What does my power look like when you surrender? It looks like peace that guards you in the middle of unresolved questions. It looks like clarity that cuts through fog at the moment you need it, not 5 steps before. It looks like strength to choose the good when the easy screams louder. It looks like favor you could never have networked into existence. It looks like resilience when old storms return and find you anchored in a deeper place. It looks like a calm inside your chest, even while phones ring and people press and schedules stretch. It looks like me doing behind the scenes what you begged me to do in front of everyone, rearranging, softening, protecting, providing, so that when the door opens, it opens in a way that does not cost your soul. Now be still with me. Put your hand on your chest if you can. Feel your breath. Inhale, receiving. Exhale, releasing. Whisper this with me, simple and true. Jesus, I surrender my outcomes to you. Again, slower. Jesus, I surrender my timelines to you. Jesus, I surrender my need to be understood. Jesus, I surrender my fear of being disappointed. Jesus, govern my life. Let these words be a rhythm you can carry into any room. When the meeting begins, whisper, govern my outcomes. When the memory flares, whisper, I release this to you. When the craving stirs, whisper, you are my satisfaction. Short prayers, often. Small surrenders, repeated. This is how a heart stays free. Name specific things now with me. The relationship you are afraid to lose. The opportunity you are afraid to miss. The bill that scares you in the dark, the diagnosis that rearranged your days, the apology you gave that was not received, the reputation that matters too much. Set them down one by one at my feet in your own words. Do not pretty them up. I already know their weight. Say, this one is yours. Then listen for my answer. Not always a sentence, sometimes a settling. Not always a roadmap, sometimes a next step. You do not need the entire plan to obey the next instruction. Do not confuse surrender with passivity. Surrender is not sitting back, hoping life will work out. Surrender is fastening your will to mine. It is choosing the path I mark, even when another gleams. It is bowing your pace to my timing, your methods to my wisdom, your desires under my love. When your heart kneels like this, you stand taller. When your hands open like this, you receive more than you thought to ask. When your timeline lays down like this, time itself seems to stretch to fit the grace I pour. My beloved, heaven leans in as you release. Angels attend the obedient. The universe itself seems to hold its breath when a human heart moves from self-rule to my lordship. This is the narrow door that leads to wide fields. This is the moment where the divine countdown meets your yes. Do not return to the old chair of control. Do not gather back what you set down. If you feel the urge to snatch it up again, come back to this breath, this sentence, this place. Jesus, govern my outcomes. Say it in the car, on the walk, at the sink, before sleep, on waking. Let it be a liturgy that builds a life. You fear that if you do this, you will be exposed. Hear my promise. On the other side of surrender, you will not be left uncovered. You will find that what looked like a fall was actually a yielding into my hands. You will find doors opening that do not demand your soul as a toll. You will find strength rising like morning where despair had laid like night. You will find yourself guarded not by fences of fear, but by a presence that does not leave. Surrender is the switch, my child. When you let go, I step in with power. I am not late. I am not stingy. I am not indifferent to what you have carried. I am here and I am ready to govern what you give me. Open your hands. Whisper the prayer. Trust the exchange. And watch as protection and power move from words to weight in your life. My child, I see the part of you that still whispers, "Is this really you? Am I truly being protected, or am I just imagining it?" Listen to me. I am Jesus, your Lord, your Creator, your Redeemer. I know you need confirmation not because you doubt me, but because the battle around you has made everything feel loud. So I am placing markers on your path, subtle, steady, unmistakable, to assure you that you are not walking alone. What you feel as pressure is often my protection guiding you into a safer way. Notice the interruptions you did not plan, the text that came just as you were about to step back into something that always steals your peace, the sudden delay on the day you were determined to force a decision, the plan that unraveled with no explanation, the missed ride, the glitch that rerouted your schedule. Child, I am not a God of chaos. I am a God of rescue. I have laid my hand on hinges and slowed the swing of doors that would have pinned you. I have arranged an inconvenient mercy so that what stalked you in the shadows cannot meet you head-on. When your road bends unexpectedly, pause before you call it bad luck. Ask me, Lord, was this your shield? Many times it is. Feel the conviction that has returned to your chest. Where numbness once lived, there is now a tender ache when you reach for old comforts. The show that never bothered you now grieves your spirit. The joke that used to land leaves your mouth dry. The late-night scroll that numbed you now feels like sand. This discomfort is not punishment, it is protection. I am restoring sensitivity where survival taught you to go dull. Conviction is the warmth of a living heart. It is the light and gentle pressure that says, "This way leads home." It is me pulling you from edges you have normalized, saying, "Not there, beloved. Walk with me." Pay attention to the reminders that repeat. A phrase keeps surfacing in different rooms, a message you could not escape, in a conversation, on a drive, in a moment of quiet. Again and again you hear, "Slow down. Make the call. Let it go. Come away with me." You are not being haunted. You are being herded by love. I have set signposts at intervals because I know how the wind of fear can blow you off course. When you hear the same instruction 3 times in one day, It is not coincidence. It is my kindness echoing until your courage catches up to obedience. Look at the doors that once swung open easily and now resist you. Offers that seemed perfect evaporate as you approach. Connections that flattered you suddenly grow cold. Approval that felt secure is withdrawn. You call this rejection, I call it mercy. A closed door can be a shield in disguise. Behind some doorways are hooks that only reveal themselves when it is too late to pull free. So I have shut what would have harmed you, even as it looked like help. Delay is not always denial. Sometimes it is me waiting for the trap ahead to spring empty so you can pass safely. Do not push on hinges I have sealed for your sake. Bless me for the doors that stayed shut. Now learn this distinction and let it set you free. Condemnation and conviction do not wear the same face. Condemnation shames. It is vague, heavy, and cruel. It says, you are bad, you are too late, why even try? It drives you to hide, to isolate, to quit. Condemnation leaves you paralyzed and far from me. That voice is not mine. Conviction is clear and kind, even when it cuts. It names the issue without attacking your identity. It says this needs to change. Here is the next step. Come back to me. Conviction leads you toward restoration, toward confession, toward boundaries, toward hope. My kindness leads you to turn around, not my anger. If what you feel is a shove into darkness, reject it. If what you feel is an invitation into light, even if it stings, follow it. You ask, how do I know which voice is yours when so many clamor at once? Test them by their fruit. My voice bears peace, humility, holiness, and love. Not shallow calm that avoids truth, but deep peace that can sit with hard realities and still trust me. My voice produces humility, less fixation on proving yourself, more willingness to be corrected, to learn, to serve. My voice draws you toward holiness, choices that clean your mind. Guard your eyes, protect your heart, honor your body. My voice increases love, patience with others, compassion for yourself, forgiveness that frees, not naivety that rebinds. Reject the voices that induce panic with no path back to me. Reject flattery that flatters your pride while eroding your soul. Reject confusion that multiplies options but kills decisions. If a voice pushes you to run from prayer, from my word, from community that calls you higher, it is not mine. If a voice moves you to kneel, to speak honestly, to set a clean boundary, to reconcile where it is safe, to rest when you would grind yourself to dust, to worship when fear claws at your throat, it is mine. You are also being guarded by the peace that comes unreasonably in small pockets. You exhale after a long day and notice a stillness you did not conjure. You drive and sense a safety that sits with you like a quiet friend. You wake at night and instead of drowning in dread, you find a sentence waiting, I am with you. These are not accidents of mood, they are gifts, signs of my encircling presence. The angels I have assigned to you are not a metaphor, they stand watch. When you felt the impulse to switch lanes moments before a hazard, when you paused at the threshold of a conversation and chose silence over the spill that would have cost you, when a memory rose and you reached for my name instead of the old escape, there I was, guarding. Look also at the people I am positioning, a voice of sanity who appears just when you are about to spiral, a mentor who does not coddle your excuses but sees the gold beneath your fear, a friend who texts, "You on my heart," at the exact moment you almost compromised. These are not random. I am weaving companionship around you as a net that catches you when you fall and lifts you when you cannot stand. I am answering prayers you forgot you prayed by placing allies where isolation once won. Even your restlessness is a sign. The chair that once felt like home to self-reliance now feels too small. Control does not fit like it used to. This holy discomfort is my preparation. I am enlarging your capacity for trust, stretching your expectancy for my goodness, and loosening the old straps so you do not return to a harness that bruised you. Pressure can be a shepherd when my hand is on it. Do not misname the squeeze I allow to pull you from a path that narrows into a cliff. Do not scroll away from this moment. Stay, because in a few minutes we will seal this warning into peace, and that peace into action. I will give you a next step you can carry into tonight, a sentence to pray, a boundary to keep, a call to make. Do not let the enemy steal the seed while it is still soft in the soil. Hold fast. Breathe with me. My child, you are being guarded right now, in the closed door you do not understand, in the interruption that frustrated you, in the conviction that made you swallow hard, in the reminder that won't leave you alone, in the peace that slides across your shoulders when the day should have broken you. I am here. I am active. I am not late, not absent, not indifferent. I am guiding you into a safer path, even when that path feels narrow. Keep your face toward me. Keep testing the voices by their fruit. Keep choosing the next right obedience. And stay, because as we pray, I will place my hand on your chest and mark you with calm you can carry into the night. My child, listen closely. I am Jesus, your Lord, your Creator, your Redeemer. I am not leading you into exposure. I am leading you under my covering. When you align with me, you do not step into a storm unshielded. You step beneath a shelter that moves with you. I am promising you this. Your obedience is not a doorway to danger. It is the doorway to defense. When you walk in what I have spoken, I will give you wisdom that keeps your feet from snares, strength that resists the old pull, and peace that steadies your yes when the pressure tries to bend it. This is my heart for you. This is my protection, present and active. You ask, what does your covering look like in real time? It looks like knowing which invitation is a net and which is a bridge. It looks like a check in your spirit that stops you 2 steps before a cliff you did not see. It looks like clarity that says no when flattery tries to seduce a yes. It looks like me setting a guard at your mouth so you do not disclose what the enemy could twist. It looks like endurance standing up in your bones at the very minute you want to break your boundary. It looks like peace that quiets the quake in your chest so you can choose the better path without panic driving you back to what once numbed you. Under my covering, you are not navigating by panic. You are guided by my presence. Understand this as well. I am not only saving you from what could wound you, I am preserving what I planted in you, your calling, your family line, your witness, your future testimony that will be light for others who stand where you stand tonight. The enemy pressed so hard because he feared the ripple of your surrender, the chain of freedom that will move through your friendships, your home, your work, your children, those you mentor, even those who have opposed you. I am guarding the words I have spoken over you, the assignments written with your name, assignments you thought you forfeited, but I protected in mercy. When you obey, I tuck you and your purpose into the fold of my robe. I preserve your future from leaks you cannot see. Hear me. The battle you fought was not proof that I abandoned you. It was proof that your life matters in the spirit. Resistance gathered because you are not random debris on the ocean. You are a vessel carrying treasure. The storms did not expose your emptiness. They revealed your cargo. I was with you in the nights that wrung you out, closer than your breath, training your discernment, tuning your ear, teaching your heart to know my nudge over the noise. Nothing has been wasted. The very places you felt most assaulted are the places I am fortifying now. Where the enemy tried to shame you, I will crown you with wisdom. Where he tried to break your lineage with despair, I will anchor your house with peace. So let me say this plainly. You will not be left exposed. I am setting a hedge you cannot construct with striving. I am stationing angels as watchmen over thresholds. You are too tired to police alone. I am confusing the counsels that strategized against your peace. I am making some paths invisible to you because they lead to pain, and I am making other paths visible at the exact second your foot needs a place to land. I am not promising a life without wind. I am promising a covering that holds when the wind howls. Under my wing, you will make decisions from rest, not from rush, from wisdom, not from worry, from identity, not from insecurity. And I am asking for your covenant, yes, not a surge of emotion that burns hot and fades, not a vow born from fear of consequence, a settled inner agreement that sounds like this: Jesus, I will obey you even when I do not feel ready. I will keep the boundary when it costs me applause. I will speak truth when silence would be easier. I will refuse the shortcut when it endangers my soul. I will walk at your pace. This is the posture that keeps you under the cover I am spreading over you. This is the yes that turns warning into way, protection into progress, conviction into a clean path forward. If you need to mark it, let your fingers bear witness. Type these 4 words as an altar you build in public and in private. I choose obedience. Receive this promise for your next season. As you obey, what chased you will lose speed. What confused you will begin to sort itself under the light I give you. Doors will open that do not demand your integrity as payment. Conversations that once tied your stomach in knots will release their grip because your heart is held elsewhere. You will sleep and wake with a steadiness that surprises you. The urge to rehearse the worst will weaken. The appetite for what harmed you will dull, while hunger for what heals you will grow. You will recognize my cues faster, the red flag before the fall, the green light when it is truly me, the still, small stop that saves you from needless pain. People will say, you seem different. It will not be performance. It will be shelter. I will also honor your house. Where fear has paced the hallways, I will install peace as the guard. Where arguments have circled the same wound, I will introduce a new language of patience and truth. Where scarcity has pressed your chest, I will teach you the rhythm of trust and wise stewardship, so that lack does not rule your days. Where accusation has poisoned connection, I will purify conversation with grace and boundaries. I am not only protecting you as an individual, I am protecting the web of relationships that will bear witness to my goodness in you. Your life is not a single string. It is a net I am mending to catch others when their storms come. Do not mistake the narrowness of this path for danger. The road of obedience can feel tighter because I am training your steps. But tightness is not exposure, it is precision. I am leading you between traps you did not know awaited you. I am shepherding you through gates that look too small for the old baggage to pass, not to humiliate you, but to free you. What you release will not leave you empty. It will make room for what strengthens you. What I withhold is not loss. It is mercy. What I accelerate is not luck. It is timing aligned with my wisdom and your readiness. Stay with me now. Keep your face toward me and hold your yes where it cannot be bargained away. In a moment we will seal this in prayer, and I will drape peace over your shoulders like a garment you can wear into this night. But hear the promise again and let it root. Obedience will not leave you vulnerable. It will set you beneath my hand. It will usher you into the season I have been preparing while you thought nothing was moving. Under my covering you will not be left exposed. I am near. I am not guessing what to do with your life. I am guiding it with intention. I delight to defend you. I delight to deliver you. I delight to direct you. Give me your yes, not once, but as a way of breathing, and watch as I keep you, preserve you, and carry you into the future I have secured. Father, here I am. I stop, I breathe, I bring my whole heart into your presence. You have interrupted me with love, not with threat, and I say yes to being held by you. Jesus, my Lord, my Creator, my Redeemer, I come without pretending. Ye confess that I have delayed when you whispered, move, that I have compromised when you called me higher, that I have relied on my own strength when you invited me to rest beneath your hand. I lay down pride, excuses, and the storylines that kept me circling the same edge. I repent for calling danger comfort, for normalizing what was slowly draining my life, for treating your convictions like suggestions. Forgive me. Wash me. Restore me. I do not argue with your kindness. I receive it. Let the weight of shame fall off now, and let the clean weight of your mercy settle in its place. I renounce every agreement I made with fear and delay. I break partnership with confusion that kept me double-minded. I turn from self-reliance that hardened my heart to your voice. I surrender the right to manage outcomes, to control perceptions, to keep doors open that you have closed for my good. I give you my yes again, not as a burst of emotion, but as a settled answer in my bones. I choose your way over my way. I choose truth over hiding. I choose obedience over endless analyzing. I choose surrender over strain. Now, Holy Spirit, cover me. I ask for your protection to surround my mind like a shield. Guard my thoughts from spirals that lie. Place a watch over my imagination so it does not rehearse the worst, but becomes a house where your hope can live. Set peace as a sentinel over my nervous system so the alarm bells of old trauma do not command my decisions. I ask for your covering over my sleep. Quiet the storms of the night. Rewrite the scripts that play when the lights go out. Let my bed be a sanctuary where you sing over me and reset my strength. Seal my dreams with messages that align with your wisdom and expose the traps of the enemy before I step into them. I bring my home before you. Lord, consecrate these rooms. Fill the atmosphere with your presence. Let contention have no seat here. Let accusation find no doorway. Let impatience lose its footing. Station your angels at our thresholds. Close every entry point to torment. Let love, truth, and good order govern our conversations. Teach us the language of grace and the practice of boundaries that honor you. Over my relationships, I ask for your hedge. Protect me from manipulations disguised as care. Expose flattery that masks harm. Deepen bonds that are healthy. Loosen ties that are only familiar but not faithful. Give me the courage to say no even when my fear wants to say yes, and the humility to say yes when pride wants to refuse help. Give me discernment that cuts through confusion. Sharpen my ear to your nudge. Make me quick to recognize the red flags before I am ensnared and the green lights that come from you, not from my impulse. I ask for the strength to close harmful doors and to keep them closed without wavering. Give me courage to delete what depletes, to step away from dynamics that drain my soul, to end cycles that feel safe but steal my future. Set a guard at my mouth so I do not disclose holy things to those who would twist them. Teach my hands to build what you are blessing and to release what you are not in. Lord, I ask for clarity. Reveal one specific step of obedience to take now. Not 10 things, one step. Bring it to the surface with your unmistakable peace. Make it align with the heartbeat of Scripture and the way you always lead toward humility, holiness, and love. Confirm it by your presence and, as needed, through wise counsel that honors you. If it is a call to make, bring the name to mind. If it is a boundary to draw, give me the line and the wording. If it is something to delete or to lay down, put it in my hands and give me resolve. if it is a confession or an apology, prepare the way and protect both hearts. If it is rest, teach me to honor it as obedience, not laziness. If it is generosity or service, show me where to pour out. Place the step before me now and anchor it with peace that remains as I move. I pray against every force that has pressed me to the edge. In the name of Jesus, I resist intimidation, panic, and the dread that wakes me before dawn. Let the spirit of heaviness be lifted. Break the chokehold of anxiety that turns my chest into a cage. Silence condemnation that hisses. Too late, not enough, why try? Let your conviction remain, clear, kind, and leading me home, while every counterfeit voice is stilled. Pierce the fog of confusion, untie the knots in my reasoning. Expose the liar who tells me delay is neutral. Let truth stand tall in me and not be moved by noise. Holy Spirit, fill the rooms fear vacates. Be my comforter, closer than breath. Be my counselor, nearer than my thoughts. Steady me when old cravings call. Quiet the reflex to run back to numbing. Replace the urge to over-explain with the grace to obey. Where my body carries the memory of panic, minister calm. Where my heart has grown skittish, settle it under your wing. Let me feel the strength of your hand on my shoulder as I take the next faithful step. I ask for a fresh anointing to obey without argument. Write courage into my posture. Let my yes remain when I am tired, when others misunderstand, when old company beckons. Give me patience to walk at your pace, not racing ahead in fear, not lagging behind in stubbornness. Train my feet to choose the narrow path that is not exposure but precision. Where I have called tightness danger, teach me to recognize it as your careful leading between traps I cannot name. I bless my future under your covering. Preserve what you planted in me. My calling, my witness, the inheritance for my family, the testimony that will set others free. Protect the assignments written with my name from leaks and theft. Hide me in your goodness, while you grow what must grow and prune what must be cut. Let the doors you have opened remain steady beneath my hands, and let the doors you have closed stay sealed without resentment. Guard the timing of my life from the pressure of comparison. Satisfy me with your pace. Now, Jesus, seal this warning into peace. Let the alarm of love that brought me here become a steady rhythm of trust. Lay your peace like a garment over my shoulders, thick enough to carry into the night, fitted enough to wear into every room tomorrow. I receive your protection as not just a promise, but a reality. I receive your direction as not just an idea, but a map. I receive your presence as not just a comfort, but my new way of walking. And seal this peace into action. Make me a doer and not just a hearer. Let my repentance bear fruit in decisions. Let my gratitude become guardrails. Let my confession build clean pathways. Let my worship drive my calendar. As I move, let your angels go before me and behind me, encamping around all that concerns me. Let your favor rest where I must step, and your hand hold me where I must wait. I speak blessing over my sleep tonight. Be deep, guarded, and restorative. I speak calm over my morning. Be ordered, unhurried, and guided. I speak wisdom over my conversations. Be honest, gracious, and firm. I speak strength over my boundaries. Be clear, compassionate, and consistent. I speak protection over my home. Be saturated with peace and truth. I speak courage over my heart. Be loyal to Jesus when the old invitations arrive. I speak hope over my future. Be anchored in God's promises, not in circumstances. Now I receive my commissioning. In the authority of Jesus' name, I step under his covering and I go in peace. I will not return to the edge he has drawn me back from. I will walk in the instruction he has given. I will keep my yes where it cannot be bargained away. I am guarded, guided, and loved. I am not alone. I am not late. I am not exposed. The Lord is my keeper. His wisdom will lead me. His presence will steady me. His mercy will meet me again and again as I obey. So I arise from this prayer clean, covered, and clear. I take the one step He shows me. I choose obedience. I choose His pace. I choose His peace. In the name of Jesus, over my mind, my sleep, my home, my relationships, my future, I say amen. And as I move, may the peace of Christ be the mark I carry, and may the action it produces be the testimony that I was here and I said yes. Amen.